Hello everybody and welcome to a little game review I'm trying. So the game I'm reviewing is Kholat or Kholat. Like I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a Russian game and apparently Kholat is a mountain in Russia. So the story goes as followed. In 1959 a group of students goes missing near this mountain. So the mystery thickens when their bodies are found. The corpses seem to be all fucked up, like mangled, half naked, and they have internal injuries without any actual signs of a fight. And to top it off, there's a small radioactive energy coming from the bodies, which doesn't really make any sense at all. But then again, it's Russia, so you never know. So it's safe to say it wasn't a fucking bear that tried to eat them. Unless it was a radioactive bear with some sort of paranormal powers. Like let's say a mutated bear from Chernobyl died and its ghost magically traveled to this mountain to haunt it and everybody on the mountain. So, wait a minute. Did I just solve the mystery of this game? Okay, probably not. But still, that plot would be pretty dope. So anybody is free to make a game with my idea. Just send me the money. That's the main lesson here, guys. Just send me money. Okay, now let's get back to this game. So, we got a bunch of dead students found at this Kholat mountain, which apparently translates into Dead Mountain. That's right, Dead fucking Mountain. But without the Gorons, obviously. So you're playing as an investigator, voiced by Sean Bean. Or I think he's supposed to be the voice of the protagonist, cause whenever he speaks during the game, it just sounds off, like in a dislocated voice of God kind of way.
In the end, the only thing I saw was a flash, an insufferable burning light, the pain ripping apart my body. I felt it tearing out of my soul. After a while, I was nobody, nothing. The light went out and I vanished into overwhelming darkness. I welcomed the end with delight.
And also very generic and devoid of any emotion. It doesn't sound like an actual person would talk at all. Sean Bean most likely phoned in all his lines on a lazy Sunday for a few bucks, and who can blame him? Now you, aka Russian Sean Bean, is dropped off in an abandoned train station to investigate this strange case. Now let's recap here, guys. A team of 9 people, whom were fully equipped and trained for this trip, were found dead in a brutal and paranormal way somehow, and now you are going to search the same area at night with no equipment except for a compass, a flashlight and a map. This is going to be a walk through the park, right? As you start exploring this mountain area, you will notice the environments are simply stunning and the atmosphere really hits home. The first moments in the game will really convey the feeling of being alone and lost in this cold, dark and paranormal area. This all sounds very atmospheric, but a bit later into the game, this constant feeling of being lost and walking around in circles will really start to piss you off. The fact the game revolves around finding all pages of this diary and documents scattered around by the students really doesn't help. So a good atmosphere, stunning visuals and great sound effects combined with a pretty good premise story-wise, yet the lack of anything actually happening, the constant being lost as fuck and lack of story development make this game just boring and mediocre once you really get into it. Oh yeah, there's also ghosts. I forgot to mention that, but they're ghosts. That's pretty much the paranormal factor I've been mentioning before. Ghostly entities roaming around certain parts of the map. First, you have these orange running guys that don't really damage you, or at least I've never been damaged by them. They often do appear with some sort of orange mist, which we'll call the Fanta mist from now on, which covers the area, and that will pretty much fuck you up when you touch it. And then you have the black smoke ghosties that will attack and kill you. Once they notice you, they'll just charge right at you, and if they so much as touch you, it's an insta-kill. Now usually these guys are easy to avoid and dodge, but sometimes one might quietly spawn behind you and royally fuck you up the ass. These black ghosts and the Phantom Mist are basically the only threat in the game, if you don't count all the damn times you'll jump off a cliff just to kill yourself out of frustration. All in all, this game feels like a missed opportunity. It almost seems like the creators of the game got confused themselves with what kind of game they actually wanted to make. Kholat promotes itself as a horror game, but it comes off as an exploration game with certain horror elements. And it's a slow and boring one at that. If you decide to try this game, I'm sure you'll enjoy the first 10 minutes taking in your surroundings, the visuals, the sounds, all wrapped together to make a phenomenal atmospheric experience. It's a real shame this feeling will quickly vanish like melting snow when the frustration of the actual gameplay kicks in. Oh, and it will kick in alright, like a kick to the face. If this game is ever available for free or with a huge discount, you could give it a go, I guess. Otherwise, I advise you to leave it be. The only thing we can hope now is for someone to make a game about a mutated ghost bear that kills people on a spooky mountain. I'd call it Mutrivani Prizagni Medved, which means mutated ghost bear in Russian, according to Google Translate. It's probably completely wrong, but what the heck. Let's make a Kickstarter about it. To make it a game, or why not make it a movie? Okay, we're getting off track here. So these were my thoughts about Kholat. Hope you enjoyed my stupid ramblings about this game, my little review and whatnot. So yeah, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys around for a next game review.